Trail Seeker Adventures checks out the GNCC Round 6 at High Point, where I got a bad start, forgot to put on my goggles, got taken out, and made several mistakes of my own. But that's not what this video is all about. It's to give you the information that you need before you head to the GNCC. Everything from sign up to scoring, tech inspection, and everything in between. Come along with us as we try to show you everything you need. If it's your first time or a vet like myself, stop what you're doing and let's check it out.
I just figured I didn't know if anything else was going. I mean, the New East Coast is last weekend and A-Works is this weekend. I don't think there's anything else happening.
The New East Coast is actually part of this. Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go tech inspection. Yeah, he's dusty. Well, the Trail Seeker Adventure crew came to the GNCC. I was on call for work, but decided to come down here and check out the High Point GNCC race, bringing the cameras and show you everything that the GNCC has to offer. I'm running a little late. We didn't get here until about 9 o'clock and the race is at 10. So I had a lot to get done, sign up. I had to get a new transponder and get down here to tech inspection. But this is what this video is going to be all about. Everything you need to know about the GNCC race, we're about to show you and let you know before you even get to the track.
To orchestrate these starts, and of course, less than 1 minute to go. The next flag we see will be the blue flag, which signals, well, we're already there. We're less than 30 seconds, actually, folks. We are less than 30 seconds because we are now at 10 seconds for row number 1, the WXC here at the Dunlop High Point GNCC.
The GNCC is a dead engine start format. They will let you know when you need to shut off your bike, whether it be the blue flag. They also hold up signs that says shut off your engines. Each row has a class name. You'll need to find the class name that has your class on it and line up. Your line will stay in one place until it's your turn to go. They will throw a flag every 30 seconds. You're only allowed to have one pit crew member on the line, and now with the corona, they have to wear a mask.
As we go to the Super Senior A45 Plus class, Ricky Tyler ready these riders. 10 seconds. Kevin McLaughlin, Robert Jacks, Mark Lewis, Cobble Tasha, Scott Kirkhoff, Jeff Huston.
Some lines will consist of a split line. That means two classes will be on the same line. They will hold up the yellow caution tape in order to keep you from rolling. If the tape's in front of you, you do not go. Definitely need to keep an eye on that. I was in a hurry this day. I got a bad start. I only got here like 2 minutes before the pro women took off, and we're about to find out how it turns out.
Willis West and Todd Gehring in less than 10.
The old Suzuki 450 didn't want to start on the first kick, and it's going to be a bad day with dust. Then I looked down and seen the goggles flopping around, and I knew that it was even going to be a worse day. So I thought, well, forget that. I won't worry about the goggles. And then I started making some passes, trying to make up for a bad start, and then I come into this dust. I'm like, nope, no way. I got to put the goggles on. So now I'm dead last for sure, and gotta make up for some bad mistakes. But I'm sure that won't be the last one, as you'll find out soon. This is Todd Gearing here in front of me. Pay attention to his outfit. We'll be seeing a lot of him today. If you watch my videos in the past, I preach do not follow the person in front of you. You cannot pass them by following them. But sometimes this happens. Yep, not a good decision. That's just a chance you take sometimes when you try alternate lines. But for sure, I back up my statement, never follow. You cannot pass somebody if you're following them. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't always work out. That's awesome. It'll be a long day. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're into dirt biking, mountain biking, hiking, or kayaking. No matter what it is, if it's outdoor, we're going to go out and check it out for you. If you love going to the GNCC race but hate to miss the Sunday church, the GNCC's got you covered with Chuck LeMaster's Team Faith. He'll have a service, 2 services throughout the weekend. Come talk to Chuck and check him out. He does an awesome job. Appreciate it, Chuck. Thanks for all you do. This has been a pretty common theme this year for racing, starting last and working my way to the front. It's not the way I normally like to do it, but at least it makes decent TV. The woods was pretty good as far as dust, but man, as soon as you got out here in the field, it got dangerous. As most of the people that knows me, I broke my back in 2014, and it was this type of condition that caused me to not see some rocks and tumble and break my back. But it definitely slows me down, and it's better safe than sorry. If you didn't have time to get tires changed on your bike, don't worry. GNCC has the GNCC store. They sell the Dunlop tires, and they'll even put them on for you. Make sure you check them out. See the bright orange sticker on the back of this dude's helmet? That's my class collar. That's the way GNCC helps you know who's in your class and who isn't. Make sure you make a note of that, because you'll have to have that sticker on before you go to the tech inspection. That is one of the things they definitely check. The GNCC store also has not only t-shirts for the event, but if you forgot your goggles or you got a hole in your camel pack, they'll have it for you. Make sure you check them out to see what they have to offer. As most of you know, it's not a closed course. You're basically running a trail through the woods. If you keep an eye on each side of the track, you'll see arrows. Each arrow is a different class. Typically the morning and afternoon runs the red arrows. The blue arrows are usually the youth classes. The rule is you got to stay within 20 feet of each of these marked arrows. Now let's talk about sign up. You can pre-register on the GNCC webpage, but if you get here and it's your first time, you'll need an AMA number. You can do a temporary pass or you can buy your year membership. You also will need a transponder. The transponder is what keeps track of your laps. If you're racing several of the events, you're better off to purchase one. But if you're only going to be a 1 day or 1 weekend event, you can also rent one. But you'll need to bring your debit card or cash. I'm not real sure what the amount is on the new transponders. If you have an old transponder, they will not work this year. You will need to purchase a new one. But if you're renting one, you can then bring it back and it's only a $10 charge. So let's do a recap. If you want to pre-register, you have to do it usually by Wednesday of the week prior to the race. If you're not going to pre-register, you'll need to sign up at the trailer. If you've never signed up for GNCC or done a race, you'll need to first go get your AMA number or temporary membership, and then you'll need to get a transponder, and then you need to get in the line for the registration. But they will have a card there for you to fill out. That needs to be filled out before you start any of the process. If you go to the pre-register route, Rocky Mountain will give you $20 Rocky Mountain bucks. You will have to go on to the Rocky Mountain site in order to set up an account. So as you can see, I'm making some passes. Things are starting to look a little better. Of course, here I'll stall my bike and he gets back around me. That's not the last time you see him either. I've made several mistakes on this day, especially the first lap. The crazy thing about this property, it was dry, but yet in the woods it was kind of wet and it was very slick in sections. You'll have good traction one moment and next minute it was like glass. It was a wet clay type of soil, and you just really never knew how hard to push, especially this first lap. I'm pretty patient, sometimes too patient. I don't like making a lot of noise behind a rider to make them nervous. Most of the time if I do a pass call or a yell, it's mostly to let the person know that I'm there. And when I get real loud, it just means I'm scared and something's about to go wrong. Now let's talk about tech inspection. Whenever you come to the tech inspection, you will need to have your collar of your class on your helmet, but it can't be somewhere where the goggle strap will cover it. It has to be above or below. If it's not, they'll make you come back. You have to have your numbers on both sides of your helmet, and you also have to have your transponder. That is the main things that they check. Now on a four-wheeler, they will also check your kill switch. And if you're doing any type of a contingency, this is where they'll check, whether it be tires, mostly your tires. They'll make sure you'll have the proper stickers on your fenders and also have the proper tires so you can get credit. There'll be more about this later on. Once you get in the field, you'll see the dust, and this is definitely where not following the rider in front of you pays off. Because if you're behind him, you're not going to be able to see it. You got to search and look for where the dust is not. He goes left, I go right. He goes right, I go left. Now let's talk about scoring. If at the end of the race you're wanting to find out what the results are, go up to the finish line. The finish line will have the class overall and also by class. And if you're wondering if you got a plaque, they will have a little dark black line underneath the last position that gets a plaque. That way you don't have to go stand in line and wonder if you're going to get a plaque for the day. But that's usually up next to the finish line. At this point, after starting dead last, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm making some passes, working my way to the front. I'm thinking I'm about 5th or so right here, not 100% sure, but holy cow, get it together there, buddy. Actually, this is one of the guys that we battled to the end. As you can see, he's got the orange sticker. He's in my class. Let's talk about communication with your rider. The riders are not allowed to have a radio on board. The only way really you can communicate with your rider is by holding up a pit board. And you can get your information from Live Labs. GNCC has a way that you can get on and track the progress of your rider and the riders in his class. You can notate that on a board, however you guys see fit, and then forward it to your rider. Alright, so I think this is 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, right here in a row. As you could hear, we caught a slower rider. It's a tough place to get off the side of the track, but when a rider comes up on behind you and he's there for a while, it's it's safer for both of you if you just find a decent spot to get off the track, because things can get ugly. And I'm trying to be patient here. I'm not pushing the guy in front of me, not trying to pass him unless he messes up. But definitely get in one line. If you're in the right rut, stay in the right rut and point to the left rut in order to let the rider behind you get around safely. Like right here would be a good opportunity for the rider to kind of pull to the side a little bit to let the faster riders go. But they don't do that. They keep racing the riders behind them. I should have followed the rider in my class, but I thought I could get around both of them, and look out! Yep, the guy took me out. But all these little red orange dots going in front of me are in my class. So I went from 3rd. I'm thinking I'm back about 6th now. So time to start over, see what we can do. That was not good. That there on the right, that's a checkpoint. Throughout the woods and key areas, the GNCC puts a checkpoint out there. That way they know whether or not a certain section of the track has been cut off. Yep, there's Todd again. I told you it wouldn't be the last time you see him. Here's the rider in front of us that was holding up the class. I understand she's in her own class, but sometimes you just gotta race smart and help the riders behind you have a safe race. Trail Seeker Adventures are all about the trail. If you like trails, we're the YouTube channel for you. If you are from Florida or from the southern states, check out Croom Motorcycle Park. We have a video on it to tell you all about it and what it has to offer. Have you ever been thinking about going to snowshoe to go try the slopes? We go snowboarding and let you know what it's all about. Check our site out for all the trails information, and make sure you like our videos and subscribe to our channel. Yep, that's another one of those mistakes. And I don't have a push button. But you got to realize you're not the only one making mistakes. Your competition are having bad moments as well. You can't just give up, and you just got to keep pushing and push till the end. You just never know what's going on in front of you or behind you. Let's talk about contingency. There's different types of contingencies that you can fill out for. If you have a newer model bike, whether it's Suzuki, KTM, Honda, check out their website and see what races that they will cover you for. You'll be surprised how much money you can make if you finish usually in the first, second, third position if you have a newer bike. It's definitely worth checking out the GNCC webpage and also the webpage of the brand of bike that you have. But you can also do other contingencies. Mostly well known as the tire contingencies. Last year I ran both bike and four-wheeler. On a four-wheeler I ran the CST tires, and then on the bike I ran the Maxxis tires. But you'll have to go to the sign-up booth. Used to have a folder outside where you get your contingency form, but I seen this last race it wasn't out there, so most likely you will have to ask for it when you sign up. Also, you may be able to go online and do it. Things has changed this year, but just check out the GNCC webpage in order to find out details. You'll also have to take that form back to whether it be the vendor of the tires. Like last year I had to go to the CST truck for them to be able to inspect the tires and the CST stickers on your fenders, or you have to go and take your form to the tech inspection if you're like a Dunlop. But check your details. Let's talk about scoring. At the finish line, you are not allowed to pass at the finish line. There will be a board in front of you that will tell you your position, how far you're back, and the amount of time that you've been racing. They will be holding up information for you, to let you know whether there's 2 laps to go, the white flag, which is 1 lap, or the checker flag. But definitely be careful throughout this area. You also have to stop in order to let secondary scoring get the number off of your helmet. If your transponder is not working, this is the only way they can credit you for your lap. So make sure you slow down and wait for them to give you permission to take off. Alright, I'm back up here with Todd. We're about to mix it up a little bit. Let's watch and see how it goes. I think I'm about 5th or 4th right here.
Gotcha!
I'll be skipping through a lot of the second lap. I didn't realize it until I went back and watched it. There wasn't a lot of action going on the second lap. I didn't really catch a lot of people. I did pass a few of them. Well, we'll get back to that later. You'll see how we turn out. But this is one of those laps that you're out there all by yourself for quite a bit. And you almost have to get in the mental state that somebody's right behind you or somebody's right in front of you. So you got to play little mental games with yourself to keep you motivated, or you'll unwillingly or unknowingly start slowing down when you're not seeing somebody in the race. But there was a lot of this right here going on the second lap. But this is better than what I had to deal with on the last lap. I was having fork issues. I should have changed out my bushings and my oil and seals before this race, but I was running behind and really just didn't have the time to do it right. And about this time, actually it's a little bit past this, the forks was really starting to pound me pretty good. No excuse, but it's my own mechanic's shortcoming, which was me. Let's talk about race fees. On race day, you'll have to pay $20 to get in. And there may be an extra fee if you're like at Snowshoe, if there's some extra services, whether it's camping. If we're like at North Carolina, there's an extra fee. I'm not real sure on the details on each one of those. But also on race day, if you're an amateur, it's a $50 charge in order to sign up for racing, and for the youth it's a $30 charge. And also, if you're interested in getting a AMA, it's a $20 for a day pass, but it's a $49 if you want to do a membership. $98 if you have a family membership. And as far as the transponder, you will have to do a rental with a $10 deposit plus $90, and you'll get that $90 back if you turn it in, or you could just purchase one for $90 and that's yours to keep until it expires. I hope you're getting more than just a bird's eye view of the racetrack. This Trail Seeker Adventures, we're all about getting you the information you need to know for race day to help you decide whether or not this is a race series for you. The GNCC is a national series. It's top of the line, East Coast, from Florida to New York. There's my sweetie, Heidi. She's waving at me, and Austin is rooting me on. If if you're enjoying this video, or if you're getting some information out of to help you find a trail for you, make sure you subscribe by pushing that little red icon at the bottom right hand side of the display, and also hit that bell signal. That way it'll give you a notification the next time that we put up a video to help you find a trail. I am currently 4th after passing Todd, and I believe this is 3rd right here in front of me. We're all within seconds of each other. I didn't know this throughout the race. I was feeling pretty good, other than I did have sinus infection that was causing me some headaches and dizziness, but for the most part, as far as feeling good, I felt good. I think I just got him, and now I'm in 3rd. And looking for 2nd. I think that should be for 3rd. Oh! Thank you! Thank you! So the GNCC is a 2-day race event. Friday, you're able to come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. Usually it changes, depends on the location of the race. You're able to come in and check out, but race day is Saturday for the four-wheelers, and also the e-bikes are in the evening, and the mini bikes and quads are in the morning on Saturday, and then Sunday is the bikes race. Check out, I'm not going to go through all the times, but check out GNCC webpage to find out what time that you're wanting to race. But they have an amateur race in the morning, which is the C classes. You also have your pro women and your pro 4x4 classes in the morning, and then they also put in the A older classes, which I run the 50 plus class, so I run the morning class. Then in the afternoon they have the pro, I believe that's the 411 to the right here, Billy Evan. I think this is for 2nd place. That's the only place I've seen that I might have passed him. I couldn't get his number, but yeah, I believe I'm in 2nd now. But the pro classes also, they're the same amount of time. I think it's a 2-hour race for the four-wheelers, but then on the bikes it's a 2-hour race, and then the afternoon pro race is a 3-hour race. The GNCC lays out throughout the course mile markers. These mile markers are to help you reference to where you're at on the track. If you happen to see a down rider, that way you'll know, like say you see somebody down that's hurt. They say you're not required to stop to give assistance, but make sure you stop at the next course marshal or checkpoint to let the person know. But that's what you do. Is if you see somebody, obviously if they're really hurt, you can stop and help them. But if they're just on the side of the track, and you just want to notice what checkpoint. If you look here to the right, that's an 8-mile marker. And then the next time you see somebody, you'll know, say, hey, before or after the 8-mile marker, you've seen somebody that needs help. I'm not sure if you hear me grunting. It's a very hot day on this day, and I was getting a little dizzy, and I even like rolled my roll-offs a few times to make sure it wasn't something on my goggles. But the last time I got dizzy like this, I think I was having like getting overheated and heat exhaustion, and I thought, man, am I getting heat exhaustion? Because when that happened, it happened in Big Buck, and I just could not get. I was so dizzy, it was not safe to get going. But once I got dizzy, it didn't really get any worse. So I just kept mustering on. But I think it was just from the sinus infection that I was. The GNCC didn't run us on the High Point Pro motocross track. This is where we're going up along this side of it. This is about the only jumping that I got to do for the day, and it wasn't much. Well, as I come into the finish line moaning and droning, check and see as you come in, you get the flag 2 to go, or the card 2 to go. I stopped and checked. I was second and 9 seconds back. So at this point, I wasn't really feeling the best physically, but I was feeling okay with my race results. Seconds back. Hopefully, whatever we can still dizzy. If you don't want to leave the track, the GNCC always have a variety of food vendors here just for you. Check them out. Yep, I'm still moaning and droning. By this point, the front end is feeling pretty bad. As I come down through here, I get bouncing, tuck the front end, lift the bike up, and watched my second place become a third place. But that's the way it goes. You gotta get up and get moving. I had some friends up here always cheering me on. It's really good to see people along the track route you're on. I'm 50 years old, and it takes all the motivation I can get to get around here. So I'm on my third lap. There's the 2 mile marker, and my wife Heidi is right there in Austin. That's my pits. Trying to make it look good for the crowd. Thank you. So I laid it down before my pit and lost. Went from second to third, and this is after my pits. And the front end's really not feeling too generous for me as far as working correctly.
Thank you.
I wipe off the old goggles, caught that little piece of stick and flopped it down, and guess what? I go from third and there went fourth. So back up and away we go. So we're all pretty close at this point, and let's check out and see how she turns out. Check out Trail Seeker Adventures' last video. It was our local series at the Mountain State Air Scramble. Trail Seeker Adventures shows up and looks and finds out everything they have to offer just to see if it's a race series meant for you. Check it out.
Oh, I don't feel good at all.
Well, my camera doesn't make it the entire race. Long story short, I basically ended up fourth, 50 seconds back from the lead, or from the gentleman in front of me. So the way it went was Tommy Vader, and then it was Chuck Gerritsen, Billy Evans, Kenny Hawkins, and then Todd Earing. He was the guy that I chased around for a while, a good friend. And Bud West, which is Wallace West. He's a local from the area that I race quite often. But first was 2 seconds back, or second was 2 seconds back from first, and then third was 3 seconds back from second, and then I was 51 seconds back from them. The last lap was so crowded with lappers. I thought I was actually getting through the lappers pretty good, but evidently they were getting through the lappers a lot better. I'm not making any excuses. We got some fast guys in the old man A class. It was a good day to get out and hit the track. Any day that you can get out the track and have a safe day home is a good day. Make sure you watch the Trail Seeker Adventures. We've got a bunch of different series that we're going to run around and check out and let you know what they're all about. We got the SXCS Sprint Cross. They're going to have a 8-hour night race on Friday, 4th of July weekend, and they'll have a fun day ride on Saturday, and then on race day they'll have a GP. I'm going to be putting out a new East Coast video here before long. It was the weekend after this one, so it'll probably be my next video. But that's the type of stuff you're into. We also do mountain biking, and we do some hiking trails, so you know what's available out there to go out and take advantage of. But make sure you check out Trail Seekers Adventures on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And it's kind of ironic, right here where the guy took me out for the first time, this is where the video went dead. Right there. Well, it's time to take the old girl home and get some fork bushings and seals and change out the fluid. Until next time, we'll see you at the track. Thanks for watching.